Service and Support Administration Department here at Stark PD. Tonight's family information series will have two parts to it. And then just to let you know, we are going to be doing these quarterly. We were kind of trying to do an every other month, but what we found is it works better to maybe have a few speakers at one event. So expect to get another flyer between April and May sometime with the dates for the next family information series. So the first part of our presentation tonight is from the ARC of Ohio, and we have Chelsea Needle and Brittany Kuhn here to speak with you about the Family Mentor Program. So I'll turn it over to you.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. This is Brittany. As she already said, we are from the ARC of Ohio. We are an advocacy organization that serves persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities and their families in Northeast Ohio. And we're here to talk about the Family Mentor Program.
You need to speak up a little bit. I can't hear
Sure.
at all. It's a tough room. Thank you.
So, as Chelsea mentioned, we are an advocacy organization primarily. So, some of you may have heard of us. We have advocates that can attend IEP meetings, ISP meetings, help with other agencies in coordinating services for your loved one with a disability. You may also have heard about us through our summer camp program. We host during the summer months at Baylor Beach Park. But today, as she mentioned, we're here to talk about our Family Mentor Program, which is kind of similar to some of the other parent mentor programs you may have heard about. But we really wanted to be inclusive of all families, so that's why we called it Family Mentor. But basically, we have 6 or 8 volunteers that have gone through training here at Stark PD about waivers, about mandated reporting, about a little bit about IEPs in schools, some behavioral strategy stuff, and then each of our mentors kind of have their own area of expertise. We have some parents of adult children, some parents of younger children, some with medical issues, some with autism, some with some other developmental disabilities like Down syndrome, cerebral palsy. So we're really trying to cover a wide variety of topics. And basically how the program works is if you or you know someone that would be interested in just having another person to talk to that is a parent or a family member of a person with a disability that may have walked a path that you feel you're walking down now, we will help coordinate you with one of our mentors that we have trained to have those conversations, those emotional support.
One of the main topics, like Brittany just mentioned, is the emotional support component. Several years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, support groups were really prominent. Not only our agency had a support group, but many agencies specific to disabilities have support groups. But I think we can all attest to the fact that everybody's busy now. A lot of people are working full time. When you have a loved one with a disability, attending evening meetings sometimes just isn't doable. So families were kind of losing one-on-one support with other families, and the Family Mentor Program is a way for families to still have a support network, but in a way that's way more customizable. Our mentors can email, they can text, they can send Facebook messages, they can talk on the phone, they can meet for coffee. Really, the relationship is dependent on the mentor and the mentee and whatever it is they're looking to get out of it. And that's kind of the beauty of the program, is that it provides all of the same resources and help of a traditional support group, just in a way that's much more convenient and conducive to your everyday life. And as Brittany also stated, we have mentors that range from all walks of life. And so what we do when we have a referral for somebody interested in receiving a mentor, we take a look at who our pool of mentors are, what their experiences are, and then we make our best determination on matching them up with somebody. And we always have open doors. If the situation becomes more escalated and an advocate needs to step in versus just a mentor, as an advocacy organization, we have advocates on staff that can step in. But also, we just realize that sometimes relationships run their course, and so we're always available to reassign people if it's ever needed.
Like Chelsea mentioned, it's very customizable, so we can have a mentor that would maybe go to your ISP or IEP meeting, but we've made it very clear from the beginning that we don't want our mentors to be put in adversarial situations. So as she mentioned, like if you're ever getting to the point where you just feel that we're not making progress, and it's not that your mentor isn't being supportive, but just you're not getting that the decision or the outcome that you're looking for, then we can always refer back to our advocates and have somebody else step in and kind of help you with, you know, more of that higher level advocacy when there's higher issues going on. So does anybody have any questions at this point?
The mentor program is open to anybody in Stark County. That's currently where our funding and our pool of mentors are most familiar in. As the ARC, we serve all ages and all disabilities, and our mentors are experienced in all ages and all disabilities. So there are no exclusions for being a part of the program. We're very much open-ended. We help to support our mentors by providing them with information, and so through their training and through being supported by the ARC, we trust that the correct information is getting out to all of the families that participate. So that's kind of our program in a nutshell. It's really easy to sign up if you'd like.
Lisa's bringing over one of the latest Stark PD newsletters, and we actually
More over here on the counter if you want them.
interviewed one of our mentors. Her name is Billy Buckley. She was a foster parent for many, still is, and adopted 2 children, I believe, with autism. But she's just one of our 6 mentors, but she was highlighted, and we plan to highlight a few more of our mentors in subsequent newsletters. So if you ever find or you feel like you maybe have a connection with something that you've read in a newsletter, feel free to request a specific mentor that you've seen as well.
And the information on how to contact us to request a mentor or to learn more about the program, you can find it in this newsletter. We also have other materials over on the side, just kind of a flyer describing what the program is and how to reach us. And we also have some general brochures about the ARC and what we do and some of our other services outside of advocacy and the Family Mentor program.
Yeah, I just want to add that this is one of the initiatives that Starkey has been focusing on in our strategic plan. Right now, we are in year 3 of a 4-year strategic plan. And when we first figured out our plan 3 years ago of what we needed to do, it was trying to make those connections with families and trying to help them get some needed support and information. And as they said, and as a parent myself, I'm too busy to go to support groups. And where I go is I look online for information. I ask friends at my son's baseball team when I'm sitting on the bench with like-minded families. And so we were trying to figure out how can we support families and help you make connections and get the help you need. So this is just one of many initiatives that we're doing, trying to give families some help and some information.
And all of our mentors we've met with personally, they've gone through training, and each and every one of them says that the reason they wanted to become a mentor is because they've been in the dark days before, and when they could have used support, and they're kind of starting to get out of that now, and they just want to give back to other families who might be in a similar situation, and just to help be an emotional support for them. So that's really how it all came about and where we are today. We currently are not necessarily in need of any more mentors. However, we anticipate needing more at some point might want to participate on the other end by being a mentor instead of a mentee, we're always open to meeting you and learning more about how we can make that fit.
Can you describe some of the different areas or skills the variety of your mentors have?
Sure. We have one mentor, her name is Connie. She has an adult son who has autism and epilepsy and some behavioral things. So we've matched her with some families that are dealing with similar issues. So having an adult son who lives in a group home, working with finding a provider, working with finding staff that works well with managing her son's behaviors and dealing with it in a non-confrontational way. Her son is a very large young man, and so dealing with things adversarially with him do not end well, usually for either party. So finding the guardianship process, going through that, and how to obtain guardianship through the court system. We've had some topics come up on teenage issues and sexuality, appropriateness, making friendships through schools, through Challenger, through the baseball teams, through Special Olympics. We've also had we have one mentor that has a daughter that has more medical issues, so finding resources for therapies. Where do you go to find a good physical therapist? Where do you go to find a good occupational therapist, speech therapist?
When you need a new wheelchair and you don't have any money left in your waiver budget, where do you go for those resources? We have another mentor, her name is Shauna. She has, he's now an adult son with autism, but he also has dual diagnoses in mental health as well. So she's very, very knowledgeable about not only the DD side of things, but also all of the mental health resources in our community. She has experience with suicidal ideations and severe behavior and things that can be really challenging for families. And she's pretty much learned everything she knows on her own, and she's willing to share all of that with her families that she works with.
You also have a male.
We do. We have a dad. So we can have that male perspective of what it's like to be a father with a young child with a disability, and how that looks for a family dynamic and having multiple children.
How that affects siblings and your relationship. And we're really proud that we have a dad, because he's the only one that applied to the program when we initially started in this journey. And it's just something that's a little more uncommon. So we'd love to have some more people to match him up with, because he really is a wealth of knowledge as well. Any other questions?
Do you ever foresee in the future mentoring for the adult children?
We would love to. That's a really great perspective of having a person with a disability. And that's something that the ARC is really, we have a lot of self-advocates that sit on our board of trustees at the state level. So yes, absolutely. If there was somebody that wanted to be a mentor for another person with a disability, we would absolutely consider that.
Yeah.
Do you mean the mentors you have, children are all under?
No,
No.
No.
we have a few that have adult children with disabilities, but she was speaking of the person with a
Mentoring
disability,
the adult child.
mentoring another
Yeah.
person with a disability.
Right, because they don't like to listen to
Right.
talk.
Yeah.
And we also do have a very active self-advocate group that is sponsored right through Stark DD. Paula Gardner is the advisor, and it is going across all providers, so no matter where your child or your adult child accesses services, there is a monthly meeting, and I met with half of them today on another project, a video project we're doing. Great group of young adults who are very interested in advocating not only for themselves, but for their friends. So if you have someone that's interested in that or would like to get matched up with that group, you can either see the ladies or you can even see me afterwards.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
And in addition to Start DD's program, we have a similar, like a People First chapter
Yeah.
that's kind of in our northern areas. So they don't come down here because you guys have your own.
Yeah, this is a People First chapter right here that's
Yeah.
across Stark County.
Right, yeah. The ARC, one of our staff from Summit County actually hosts the People First for Summit and Portage counties as well, so. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.